Hello everyone and welcome back to Every Other Saturday. Now in today's video we're going to take a quick look at the upcoming fixture in the Europa League against Standard Liege. So we'll take a quick look at the teams, possible team selection. We'll look at Standard Liege, see if we've had any changes from the last game we played till now, and we'll have a wee punt on the score predictions and see how we got on there. So if you're new round about here, or if you haven't done so already, please feel free to get down and give us a wee like and subscribe. We very much appreciate it. That doesn't cost you anything at all, and it helps the channel get about and get to as many people as possible. Now we've got our wee target of 50 before Christmas. Now we're doing good, we've got to 42, and also looking to get to that 55 before Christmas. See if we can beat Rangers to 55. So that'll be great, guys. So let's not waste any more time now and we'll batter right into the video.
Every other Saturday's my half day off, and it's off to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland.
So Bears, we move on to game 5 in the Europa League. So as much as we wanted last week to be the defining game that gets us through to the last 32, it wasn't to be. So we pick ourselves up, we dust it off and we move on to the second tie against Standard Liege. So as we know, anything above a draw is exactly what we're looking for, and I do not for a second think that that's how Gerrard and the team are going to come out and play this. Every game we've played this season, we have managed to get out there, we put the intensity and we put the drive in to show that we want to win games. We're not happy to settle anymore. We've had those times are gone. Gerrard won't allow that, to be fair, and having this clutching ready to get through to the last 32, it's going to be far too much of a kind of golden carrot dangling for us to be getting there. Fully expect the team to get straight out there from the word go and show that this is not a draw we're settling for. We're going out there for the 3 points. We're going to be getting through to that last 32 and we're going to put that to bed. All of this will hinge on the team selection. I totally agree with that, because we've made our changes and we've seen exactly what we can do with the depth that we've got in the squad with the game at the weekend there. So having all these fresh faces coming back, hopefully that's just going to get us straight away, first half, game put to bed. Before we jump into the team selection, let's take a quick look at Standard Liege. So as I say, it's been a wee while since we've played them. Now they've had 8 games since then. Now they've only won 2. They've drawn 3 and they've lost 3. Now that's not the greatest form to be in, specifically coming into a hard game against Rangers at Ibrox. Even without fans in the stadium, this is going to be a difficult game for them. And I think this might just be one of those hurdles that they're not going to be able to get across. Now there also seems to be a little bit of infighting in the squad with their striker Ube Ulea. Apparently we're fighting about the fact that he was left out the squad at the weekend there in the draw against Anderlecht. Now this is because he got the red card against Lech Poznan. Now, the manager's come out and said it's not about that. The player looks as if he's angry. Now, is it just paper talk? Is it just something to try and stir something up for this game coming up? But we'll just need to wait and see to see if that affects the way that they're going to play. Coming away from them and moving on to the famous Glasgow Rangers, let's move straight into the team predictions. So, with the rests and the changes that we had at the weekend there, it looks as if we're going to have a strong squad. Everyone's had a chance to take a wee break and get some a rest to their legs, and people that needed to got some minutes in their legs. So I think, looking at all this social media stuff that I've seen in the last day or two, everyone seems to be in the same ballpark when they're thinking of the squad this time. It looks as if we're going to go for what seems to be the quote on social media: tried, trusted and tested. Now nobody's expecting massive sweeping changes for this game, to be honest, so I'm going to go with an easy team prediction. We'll start at the back. We'll go with obvious McGregor. The defence, I'm going to have to go with Captain Tav, Goldson, Balogun and Barisic. I think that back line speaks for itself, and it's probably going to speak for itself in most games. Balogun maybe swapping out for somebody here and there. But yeah, that seems to be the way that's going to go for the remainder of the season. Midfield, I will go for Ryan Jack back in with Scotty Arfield, and I'm going to go with Kamara. Now that might change. If Aribo's fit, that might be Aribo, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Kamara. Now he got some minutes in his legs, maybe too many minutes, which again will be why we'll maybe get the swap out here. Now that could also be Davis. I'm not too sure if he's fit, but it could also be Davis, but I'm looking more towards Kamara again, possibly Aribo if he's fit. And the strike force, we're going to have to go with the classic 3 of Kent on the left, Roof on the right and Morelos through the middle. Now again, picking Morelos in the middle of the park, I'm going to say what I keep saying: he's not putting the ball in the net. Now this, hopefully, is the game where we turn that round for him. A few goals in the back of the net, get the confidence back up, make sure he gets back to that goal scoring just vein of form that we know that he can get to. We need him scoring again. And let's face it, if the guy's wanting to go and he wants to go to bigger and better things abroad, etc., etc., he's going to need to start putting the ball in the back of the net, because a striker that doesn't score isn't worth any money. I keep saying this, but let's make sure Morelos gets a couple of goals. Another big factor with the squad is the fact that we will always seem to have this strong bench. Now, anything goes wrong, any issues, back in the day we'd be thinking to ourselves, if this first 11 doesn't do the business, we're knackered, because you were sitting with nobody's in the bench. But that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. We have that strong bench and we have that kind of backup, and it's been integral to the way that we've played football this season, having the ability to do changes, having the ability to have those players with confidence and ability to come on and not change a game for the worse. Bringing on somebody's always going to keep the game going and change the game for the better now, rather than making it a worse off change. It's also a bonus to know that these players that come on can also bring goals to the game. We have Morelos struggling, but I'm pretty sure this could be the turning point. But we also have the other players on the park that are willing to play and aim for the goal as well. Speaking of goals now, let's take a wee punt at the score prediction. So this time what I've done is, and what I'm going to try and keep doing, if I get the time and remember, is I'm going to post up on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and see exactly what your opinion is and try and incorporate it more into these videos. I want to get a wee bit of fan interaction. I know we don't have the biggest fan base, but getting a wee bit of fan interaction is exactly what we're all about here. So let's have a wee dive in and see exactly who's predicted what. Forgive me here if I'm looking off to the side, but this time we've got Scott McFarlane, wee bit of a channel legend building up here, seems to be commenting in all the videos. So Scott's going for a 4-0 win, and Tav, Morelos with 2 and Kent to score. New to the channel, we've got William Burnsy, hi pal. He's going for a 3-0 win with Morelos 2 and Kent scoring the other one. Dylan Sargent, alright my man, he says 2-0 with Tav and Roof scoring. So next one we've got Craig Watson, again 3-0 with Tav scoring a penalty, Roof and Kent. Next up we have Hughie McElroy, he says 2-0 Gers with Tav and Morelos. Moving on, we've got Scott McIntosh, 3-0 to Rangers, no goal scorers. Next up we've got Chrissy McClinton, he says 3-0 Rangers, Tav, Kent and Morelos. Cheers again Chrissy, much appreciated. Stephen McGregor says he'll be happy with a 1-0 win, and see, to be fair Stephen, you're probably right. A 1-0 win would do the job, but let's get a wee bit more goals in than that. Last two up we have Denise Elder. I agree with you 100%, 4-0 Tav, Kent and then Morelos. And last but not least we've got Scott Morris, Big Mo from the supporters bus. Hiya Mo. It's 2-0 with Goldson and Morelos taking those goals. So again, thanks again for everybody who got involved with that. I want to keep trying to get everyone involved in the videos like that. It's a big part of it as well. It's not just sitting looking at this ugly mug, it's getting you guys involved. So cheers again for everybody getting involved with that, it's much appreciated. So moving on to my prediction, I'm going to go with a few of you as well who have said 3-0. Going to go with 3-0. Now, as you've heard, I'm a bit dubious in whether I think Morelos can put the ball in the net, but I think this is going to be his game. So I'm going to go Morelos, Roof, and I've got a funny feeling we've got a midfield goal coming, and I'm going to go with Arfield. So yeah, that's my prediction. 3-0, Morelos, Roof and Arfield. So with that all being said guys, it should be another exciting Ibrox performance in the Europa League, getting us past this group stage and into the lucrative last 32. If we manage this tomorrow night, it gives us this extra game up our sleeve that we can use. The last game means nothing, we don't need to be doing anything, gives us something else to help a wee bit of rotation, helps the team progress, keeps them fresh, keeps them ready for the next challenge ahead. And let's not be kidded guys, that is really exactly what this full season has been built on so far, so why change this formula? It's working. Keep the rotation going, keep the team fit and keep that fighting desire going. So yeah, looking forward to another good victory again at Ibrox in the Europa League. So that about wraps up today's video. So all I can say guys again is thanks for everyone for keeping watching and keeping subscribing and stuff like that. We've had a fair whack of new subscribers over the last couple of days, and to be honest it's been fantastic to see. I mean, I'm doing this for a bit of fun, but I would like it to get a wee bit more serious, which would be amazing. And having you guys supporting us like this, it's fantastic. I know it's a tiny amount of subscribers in comparison to everybody else, but it's a lot to myself because I didn't think we would be at these kind of numbers this quick. So again, trying to get to 50 before Christmas. Is it possible? With your guys' help, possibly will be. So again, if you haven't done so, a wee like, share and subscribe would be very much appreciated, and keep this teddy bear with a smile on his face. So once again guys, this has been every other Saturday, and thanks again, and I will see you on the next one.